will seek you.
I will seek you
All of my days.
all of my days.
And I will follow.
And I will follow
Lord, all of your ways.
all your ways.
Hello Charlotte, how's it going? I just wanted to make this video because I want to try to give you some information that perhaps you haven't seen before, perhaps give an angle that you haven't considered yet. I believe you know Jesus Christ. I don't question that. Will not call you a liar. I will not call you a fraud. If I met you in person, I would treat you with respect, and I would consider you a sister, no doubt. But I'm concerned with the movement and the people that you're allying yourself with, and I want to maybe open your eyes to what's going on within that movement, and to a lesser extent who you're enabling through your good intentions and your witness testimony, who you're pointing to and enabling in doing so. Dr. James Dobson, I used to listen to this man. I used to put a lot of stock in the words he says. I think he has a lot of good things to say about a lot of different topics. Now, sadly, I have to call myself his adversary. I want you to take a look at a clip right here real quick, and I want to get your reaction.
I think that's where the homosexual activist community is going. I think they want to destroy marriage and then recreate it in their own, according to their own interpretation, with all of the benefits, but without the commitment that that means so much to children and the stability thereof.
Why would they want to destroy marriage? Why would they not? If they want to destroy it, why do they want to be married?
I don't think they want to be married, most of them. If you're looking at the literature now, after this success that is being achieved in Canada and the Netherlands and other places around the country, and when it's beginning to look like they might achieve gay marriage, now the goal line has moved, and they're talking not about gay marriage, but about destroying this institution and then remaking it without commitment. Many homosexuals are not committed for life. The research shows that they have as many as 300 to 1,000 partners in a lifetime. And why would they want to commit themselves to a binding relationship that prevents that?
Now, this is just stupid. This is a conscientious campaign of misinformation to use fear tactics on the general populace to get his agenda filled. You can no doubt imagine what these words and other words that he says like them have on the gay populace, that's trying to live a decent life. Everyone that comes across their path that listens to Dr. James Dobson, like I said, there's millions and millions of people in this country that do so, are going to assume the very worst about them because of this man's words. Now, I'm sure you are familiar with Dr. James Spitzer, what's his name? His work in research is held up in Focus of the Family and Dr. James Dobson and by the ex-gay movements altogether as an example and as proof that if you want to change your sexual orientation, you certainly can. Well, I want to show you a clip here about what Dr. Spitzer himself says about how he feels about how his research is being used by Focus on the Family and the ex-gay movement.
Dr. Spitzer, some people who practice reparative therapy are claiming that your study proves that anybody who wants to change their sexual orientation can do so. Do you believe that anybody who wants to change their sexual orientation can do so? And if not, how rarely or frequently do you think change from homosexuality to heterosexuality occurs?
Our study certainly does not show, and really it's irrelevant to the question of whether individuals who are homosexual, if they really are motivated. It is certainly true that the individuals who went into my study were very motivated, but it says nothing about how often a motivated homosexual can change. And what's kind of funny about the thing is that if it were that easy, there wouldn't be many homosexuals left. Every homosexual would change. I think anybody who has familiarity with gay people knows that it's not something that one chooses, and it's also something that is very difficult to change. Now, the difficulty that I had in doing my study was finding 200 subjects who met the criteria, and that was after extensive notices in Christian and other groups that do this kind of therapy. So finding it difficult to find 200 individuals, my own guess is that it's a relatively rare phenomenon for those who enter that kind of therapy. It's relatively rare that they are successful.
What are your major ethical concerns about the ways in which Focus on the Family Research Council, and other such groups are using your study?
One concern I have is that the study is being used as part of a general effort by these organizations to deny gays civil rights, and it's part of that agenda which I'm not sympathetic with their efforts to do that. I think it also makes many homosexuals even more uncomfortable with being homosexual rather than accepting themselves as they are. So these are the main concerns I have.
Now, Charlotte, I recognize that you're going to be skeptical of all this because this is coming from the critics of the LGBT movement. I myself, I really feel that, like the Lord that I've known for 12 years has moved in my heart within His Holy Spirit and demonstrated to me that God makes some of His people gay, and that they shouldn't be made to feel that they have to change their orientation in order to be acceptable to the church or to God. And so I myself am biased as well. So I want to give you an inside peek of what an insider says about the organization. This is a co-founder of Focus on the Family, someone who used to work shoulder to shoulder with Dr. James Dobson, and this is what happened to him after the Holy Spirit and his conscience caught up with him.
Dr. Dobson, when I was a young boy, my parents were friends with a wonderful Christian man in our church named Gil Meggerly. As you know, Gil later went on to become the co-founder of Focus on the Family. He was on your board of directors. He created many of your media programs and other programs, and he sat with you side by side for the first 10 years on your radio broadcast. But in 1997, Gil made a public apology in which he said, quote,
I apologize to lesbian and gay Americans who are demeaned and demoralized on a regular basis by the false, irresponsible, and inflammatory rhetoric of James Dobson's anti-gay radio and print materials. Please don't let these extremists confuse you about the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. He spoke and acted in love. I regret that at times, Jim and Focus have not.
The co-founder of Focus on the Family had a change of heart. And I pray that one day God will work a miracle in your heart too, Dr. Dobson. But until that day, I call on you to stop misusing the scientific research. And please, please, stop using this precious book as a weapon against my family.
Charlotte, I really don't have any feelings of animosity towards you, and I wish you the best, and I recognize you are a sister, as I said before. But unfortunately, a lot of the people in the gay lesbian community are going to have feelings of animosity towards you because of the people you associate with and the people you enable. And I want to open your eyes to this phenomenon. But I really wish you the best, and if you really believe that I'm wrong and I'm being deceived by Satan, then pray for me, and I'll pray for you. Anyway, peace, sister. You take care.